So hi everyone, I'm Jade. I've been working at ThoughtWorks for the last 4 years. My role is, well actually I got a new role this week and I'm now part of our global recruitment team. I've never said it before, so I'm just showing off. So for the last 4 years I've been working in graduate recruitment, getting our new leaders into the business, our future leaders. So yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we've been doing and a little bit about ThoughtWorks and who we are. Our mission is to better humanity through software, which is pretty bold, which is why they need just people like me to go, we're going to do it. And we work with this 3-pillar model. The first one is running a sustainable business. The second one is champion software excellence, and the third one is advocating passionately for social and economic justice. We actually pinched this model from Ben & Jerry's. So yeah, I'm not sure they know that. They probably do, but yeah, that's our model, and absolutely everything we do and all the decisions we make, whether that's clients we're working with or candidates that we are hiring or partnerships that we're building, literally everything kind of comes back to these 3 pillars. And that's probably our biggest challenge, a constant balance of these. So we are a global business. There's just nearly 5,000 of us now in 14 countries and 41 offices. So yeah, why do we care? Our founder is a guy called Roy Singham. And he was, how can I explain Roy? He was a member of the Black Panthers. Lava, my colleague's laughing. She's like, I don't know how you're going to do that. He was a member of the Black Panthers in the 80s, a big social activist. He's not ashamed to say he got arrested tons of times for standing up for what he believed in. And when he created ThoughtWorks, it was always, we care, and I'm not hiring anybody that doesn't care. And we're only hiring people that want to do the right thing. And that's kind of just transmitted as we've got bigger and bigger. And we have something on our website that says we just don't hire jerks, and we genuinely try and not to. And that's why our recruitment process is a little bit thorough and different, because we try and sieve out people who don't care. So how did we even start? We started with our graduate recruitment, or our entry-level recruiting, and we started with gender diversity, which is why this slide is called gender diversity, but I am going to talk about different things as well. So we started many years ago, way before I joined ThoughtWorks, and then we started seeing a difference around 2014. 52% of our graduate intake were female. Then 2015, it slowly started to get up. Last year in 2016, we didn't aim for that at all. This just naturally happened. That sounds hard to believe, I know, but it genuinely did just naturally happen because of the other things we were doing and the things that we were getting involved in. Currently, globally, 38% of our tech workforce are women. So how did we do this? The first part was creating a space and talking a little bit about what Will was saying about being inclusive. We host events most nights in our London office, and we hosted this Being Brave series, which took off and we've kind of not stopped doing. This is open to everybody to come to, in and outside of ThoughtWorks, absolutely everybody. And this was about being brave, imposter syndrome, negotiating, being bold for change. And the people that were involved in driving these were women either in our leadership teams or women that had joined ThoughtWorks and had kind of seen many years ago this not really happening. So this was about showing the community and showing people at ThoughtWorks how to be confident as a woman in the workplace in this male-dominated environment. So this started happening. And then we started thinking about other things we could do. There's this place called Makers Academy. I'm sure you've heard of it. We partnered up. We've been working together for a while before I joined as well. But then we was like, what can we do? Like, how can we make a difference? So we partnered and we ran a scholarship program. We were looking at just gender diversity at ThoughtWorks. And just because we didn't know how to do anything else, we didn't know what else to look into or where to even start. And there were so many legalities around what can we ask legally, like what can we ask and do people need to answer us? I was a little bit frustrated working in the graduate space that everybody who joined ThoughtWorks, literally everybody that joined, was privileged enough to have been to university and have a degree. And this really frustrated me. So we had a lot of conversations with Makers Academy around, I don't work for Makers actually, I feel like I'm selling Makers. We had a lot of conversations around what else can we do, how can we reach these other people? How can we reach these really, really talented, smart people that just don't know where to start? And we ended up giving out 6 scholarships. Some of these people had been to university. In the end, some of them had got scholarships to go to university. And it was kind of about finding out, like, who are you? Like, tell me about who you are, like, tell me your story. And it was really difficult because there was just no black or white answer, right? It was just like, I just need to know about you, just tell me about you. So we went on this huge journey and we ended up giving 6 scholarships. They all came to Makers and went through our interview process at the end. And they've all joined ThoughtWorks now in our graduate programme. It's incredible seeing them right at the start. Sorry. Can I hold it? Yeah. This skirt's a bit beefy, so it's going to fall off. It's incredible seeing them right at the very beginning saying, I'm really passionate about tech and I really care about tech, but I haven't got any experience. Nobody wants to give me a shot. I don't understand even the basics of Ruby or Java or whatever it was. And seeing them now on projects at ThoughtWorks and literally turning clients around. And this journey has been incredible. So now our next step is, how do we take this further? We've done it once. It's worked. There was a lot of teething problems. It was very new to us and it was a risk. And the business was like, Jade, is this going to work? I'm like, trust me. And it did work, thank God. And now it's like, what do we do next? Like, how do we take this to the next level? So we're having conversations within the business now to say, maybe we do scholarships for refugees. Maybe we do scholarships for people that left tech 4 or 5 years ago to go onto maternity leave and haven't come back. Sorry. So yeah, we're looking at next steps in terms of scholarships. Then we was like, how do we keep it going? How do we keep other people involved? And Will spoke a little bit about language and this inclusive environment. Everybody, I don't know whether you do this, there's something called Gender Decoder at the bottom there, or you could use Texico. And it's literally putting all of your communications and all of your adverts through this and saying how inclusive are our communications, what type of language are we using, and this really you really do see a change actually when you do little things like this of people who are applying for the roles. And this definitely helped with our graduate roles as well. When we changed our graduate adverts, we within the first week we seen that we had a 20% increase in women that were applying for our graduate roles, just from the language that we use, and that was kind of a kick for us to go, right, we literally need to look at everything, like this is really important. What else? So we partnered then with Stack Overflow, who did a survey with 70,000 developers globally. That survey came up that only 40% had a computer science degree of those 70,000 developers. So what about the other 60%? So this was kind of our push as well to go, okay, we're being diverse in terms of gender, but what about educational background? Why are we just hiring people who have a computer science degree or have been to university and done physics or engineering? Like, what about this huge talent of people that have come from an academy like Makers? I really do sound like I work for Makers. So yeah, what else? So we partnered with lots of groups. Some of them are here, and kind of just tried to find out, like, what's your mission? Like, what are you trying to do? what's your aim? What do you want to be doing in the next 3, 4, 5 years? And we partnered with, these are some of them, with these people to kind of go on this journey with them. And we've hired quite a few people from these different groups. And these people, none of these have a computer science degree. These are people that have, they might have gone to university and done a degree in music, or they might have done childcare. And these are people that are just interested in tech, and these groups are helping people to get into this field. And ThoughtWorks partnered with these to go, what can we do? Like, how can we help you? And again, this wasn't just a hire, this was because we care and we wanted to create this space environment where they could come in and host events. And we could talk and we could help them on this journey. And again, naturally, it just opened up the pipeline of people that applied for our roles. And that's kind of how we got our 60% gender diversity this year with our graduate intake. We do probably, Code First Girls are a good example actually. Does anybody know Code First Girls or done any work with them? Yeah, cool. So they kind of had companies sponsoring them to give them space. And I was just like, just come and live in our office. And our MD was like, Jade, what are you doing? And I was like, just give them some space, come on. So they basically moved in for 2 years. And they hosted everything out of our office. But again, that was just because I was like, we've got room, we've got this office where we've got space. Just give them the space and let them have it, and let's support them in that area. We have quite a lot of actually global leadership development programs and WILD programs, which is Women in Leadership. WILD is designed to support women to realise their potential and build a powerful network to have a huge impact on the wider community at ThoughtWorks. I was part of this programme once, and I had a colleague actually who was like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, why would you want to be on a Women in Leadership course? Why not just a leadership course? So I asked, I was like, I won't say his name, I was like, can he just come in and listen, just for a couple of sessions? Which he did. And this was, he was literally gobsmacked. He genuinely couldn't believe it. He was like, negotiating, like, I've never even thought about it. It was, and we were showing him stats around, it was 2015, and it was a survey from 10,000 people, and it was 82% of guys asked for a pay rise that year, and in their roles, and only 44% felt like they deserved one. And it was 21% of women asked for a pay rise that year, but nearly 80% believed that they deserved one. And we was telling my colleague this, and he was like, "Jeez, I've never even thought about this." And it was kind of about just opening their eyes. So then we was like, let's open it to everyone. Let's everybody else see kind of what it's about and our struggles. The WILD program was incredible, being surrounded by a room of passionate women who are really smart and really care and want to be kind of ambassadors for young girls that are getting into this industry, and get them kind of feeling supported and excited about tech. With these efforts, there was lots of efforts that we did, and lots of different things that we did. And then last year we ended up winning the ABI Best Company in the World for Women in Tech, which we were very proud of, but we was also very surprised because we were like, we're nowhere near finished. And this is our CTO, Rebecca Parsons, and her first words were, "We're just not done yet. We are literally scratching the surface. We're talking about it and we're trying things, but what about all the other types of, what about all the other types of diversity? We're just scratching the surface with gender diversity. What about everything else?" And she kind of made it clear that, yes, we've made a good start, and yes, we're very proud. But it's everybody's, every single person at ThoughtWorks, it's their responsibility to improve this and to care about this and to talk about it. Anybody that doesn't care about it usually doesn't last very long. Any bad behaviours that we hear at ThoughtWorks around discriminating, or even if it's just a passive accidental comment, we'll call it out, and you have to call it out. So yeah, we was very proud. We was very, very proud of winning this award. I was like, haha, we won Google. And it was like, come on, Jade, don't be so immature, but I was so happy. But yeah, Rebecca speaks quite a lot about we just need to do more. And the most important thing of all this is creating that inclusive space and creating that inclusive environment. And use external people. Like, we partner with Stonewall. We partner with so many external people to say, how do we do it? Like, just tell us, what are we doing? What are we doing wrong? We've just hired someone to head up diversity and inclusion for the UK, because we were like, I think we're doing it right. And she was like, no, these are things that you're doing wrong that you didn't even know you was doing wrong. So use external people, hire people to kind of teach you and teach the company about this. Because we've literally only just started. So what have we learned along the way? Diversity and inclusivity is everybody's responsibility. Challenge your perceptions. Unconscious bias training. We're going through, part of my new role actually at ThoughtWorks will be working with every recruiter globally at ThoughtWorks to go through some unconscious bias training. And then everybody at ThoughtWorks is going to, all of our developers, all of our PMs, everybody's going to go through this training and talk about how do we interview the next generation of people as well, with this in mind. Mind your language, that's the most, for me, one of the really important ones. I say guys all the time. I was one of those people that noticed. I was like, oh, stop saying guys. And then you called it out. Creating a truly inclusive work environment. Different leadership models and styles. And being kind of, it's fine to be yourself. Like, one of the things I was really conscious about with my new role that I've just got, I was like, I'm just that person that always wears a hat, is always really excited, I'm really northern, and I'm just like, yeah, all the time, and anybody want a glass of wine? And they're like, she's always drinking. And I was just that person. I was like, do you want me on your global leadership team? Are you sure? And they were like, we want you because you care and you're going to bring that energy. So when we're talking about leaders, all different types of leaders, people that are going to bring them whole selves, and people that don't care what you look like or what you wear. I remember at a careers event once someone said to me, are you in fancy dress? I was like, no, this is what I wear. And he was like, what, you can go to work dressed like that? I was like, yep. So just about having those different role models who can be themselves and don't have to look like what everyone else looks like. It's not just gender, and I know I've spoke a lot about gender. And we're still kind of learning. We're on this journey to go, how can we talk about other things and how can we do other things? And we've come up with there's so many legalities around what you can and what you can't ask people, and we're like, oh, I've never thought about that. But just being open about it and just talking about it. But yeah, it's really not just about gender, and I'm hoping our next scholarship can work on something else. And calling out negative behaviour. This happens quite a lot, and I remember when I first joined ThoughtWorks, I was like, give me a break, why has everyone got an opinion? But it's good, it's really good, because it does really eliminate those comments and creates this really safe environment for everybody to talk. So yeah, that's it. We are still, I did have a thank you slide. That's it. But yeah, that's it. I think we are very much still on this journey, but we've done things wrong. We've done a lot of things wrong, and we've just learned from it. But you're not going to know until you try and you throw yourself in. And I'm not afraid to challenge those people who are above you to say, I don't agree, that isn't right. Be that change, and be that person that's bold enough to, and has got courage to make that change as well. Thank you. Thank you.